Welcome to our weekly program, The Real Time Show. It's an interpretation program that focuses on principles and concepts which we apply and affect us in our day-to-day lives. The interviews and discussions conducted will be able to reveal deep-rooted information to the viewers which will aid them to approach and view certain issues in the society in a different way. My name is Winnie Maganga, but first, let's have the headlines. Chikungunya fever reported in Mombasa. The High Court in Nairobi nullifies the election of Wajir governor. The residents of Kani village in Masinga sub-county in Machakos were shocked after a goat gave birth to a kid with a human head. Edith Nyenze wins wiper ticket to Kitui West MP. And that story brings us to the topic of today about women and leadership. It has been stereotyped that women position belong to the kitchen and house chores. Our reporter America Dede has more on this.
Women have been viewed not as leaders in the society, but as leaders in the family, something that has led to so many women being vocal in terms of leadership today.
It's a good thing to have ladies in key leadership positions because this transcends to the 2/3 gender rule. Even if we are not there at par, I think women having to sit on the table of decision making is a good progress for the country, and having to motivate women. However, I feel women empowerment should not be extreme on the side. We should also engage men in these forums and have both seats at the table of decision making.
Well, I think that it's good that women are actually in leadership positions at the moment. We've not achieved the 50-50 state that we are calling for, but I think it's good for women to have a voice. There was a time when women were somehow like dormant in like, let's say, leadership or let's say politics lane, and right now it's good to see that women are actually taking leadership position, and they're actually even doing better jobs and doing better work than even the men. Yeah, it's good.
So I think it's good that women are now in leadership positions. At least they have come out in large numbers, and it's good for the Kenyan politics. Not that it was reserved for men. I believe that anyone can do anything, and so it's good that women are also taking up leadership positions. Yeah.
I caught up with two experts and they'll give their views on women and leadership. With me today, I'm joined by Hesbon Owila, a political analyst, a lecturer, and a PhD student in political communication. In the past election, we've seen two women being elected as governors. Do you think this trend will continue in the near future?
Well, it's likely to continue in the near future, and the election of Governor Anne Waiguru and Governor Joyce Raboso is actually trend in the right direction, so to speak. It will basically encourage young women outside there to start aspiring for leadership positions, which basically tells you that in the near future, a lot of women, a lot of young ladies will present themselves for these elected positions. I think to that end, you're likely to see an increase in the number of women, both in parliament and in the executive elected position, that is the governor's position.
Okay, with the pace women are having right now, like everyone wants to be in leadership. As time goes by, are we going to have a female president?
Well, I think we need to take our ambitions with a little bit of caution. Having a woman president probably would be a good thing for Kenya, given that we've had, 4 presidents, and all these 4 have been men, and we've seen very little difference in terms of what Kenya was 50 years ago when we were getting independence and what Kenya is today. So maybe a woman with a maternal instinct, you're likely to get a totally different paradigm in terms of how the affairs of this country are going to be conducted. But in our generation, or let me say in our lifetime, I'm not so sure that is likely to happen. No one has come out forcefully as a woman, to look like they are close to even mounting a presidential campaign that would make them serious candidates.
Okay, it's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
With me today, I'm joined by Anne David. She's a mother of 2, a lecturer, and a church leader. What's your take on women leadership now that women have decided they'll not take the kitchen roles, but rather vie for different positions in the parliament and in any other organization?
Well, I think this has been long coming, and probably the reason why women didn't do this much earlier is because less women were educated. So now that women have discovered the importance of education, they've gotten more marketable, and then they get positions.
Okay, do you think women are the enemies of their fellow women in terms of, progress, in terms of leadership or something of the sort?
You are your own worst enemy in this sense. If you choose to work hard and become what you want to be in life, it doesn't matter how many people discourage you, you will go against all odds to succeed. But generally speaking, based on the question you've asked me, it happens that many times women can be their own enemies, in the sense that you get more support from the male gender, even, with very clean motives, yet the women sometimes get intimidated when you begin to rise up, and even when you sort of want to take a management role, they sort of feel, what's the difference between you and I? So there can be that aspect, but at the end of the day, we can be our own worst enemies.
It's been nice having you.
Sure, anytime.
It has come to a time where women are joining the race, and as a society, we want to support them. Reporting for Real Time Show, I am Mary Kadede. Quite a great information to learn from our reporter Mary Kadede. And in our show today, I'm glad to be joined by a young lady who's passionate about leadership, and she's also the DUSA chair lady, Miss Karitha Karimi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Briefly introduce yourself, who you are, and what do you do?
I'm Karitha Karimi. I'm the student president Daystar at Winnie campus.
Why leadership and not any other field like business, science?
Well, for me, it just was, it came. It was that simple. It's an opportunity that presented itself, and I thought it was really out of my comfort zone, and I thought, why not take it? I don't stand to lose anything from trying.
Are you convinced that women have a bright future in Kenya in terms of leadership?
Yeah, not even just a bright future, but like even the past. Leadership does not necessarily mean having a post. People call you chairperson, call you mkubwa. It's being able to influence decisions, being able to... The thing is, someone has to lead. No, I don't necessarily think you should lead because you want to be a leader, but because in the way people organize themselves, there needs to be someone at the top. And since you're willing and able, you get there. But that can't be the driving aim of your life, that you want to be at the very top. At least for me, I don't think it should be like that. I think it shouldn't be something you chase with hunger, because a lot of people, to be honest, who chase these things with a lot of hunger, want it purely for the power. So I think looking back, I think women have been great leaders in Kenya. You have women like Field Marshal Mudhoni in the Mau Mau, Mekatilili wa Menza, Mora of the Bagusi, the women who are sneaking food to the Mau Mau, and all the others whose names we don't know from the struggle for independence. And of course there are women like Wangari Maathai who are brave. There are women like Michelle Remuko, who's a writer and a lecturer, and she taught, but even in that field she was leading because she was expressing herself truly. I think women have done a great job in Kenya so far, just that we don't always think of these types of things as leadership. But of course, going into the future, a lot of people are talking about women getting more into spaces like cabinet, as CEOs, as managers. I mean, that's great, because it's good to acknowledge women for the work that they do, because they are in these companies, they are working, so yes, give them these positions of authority. But what's more important for me is for us as a people just to change how we view leadership. Because if our view of leadership is wrong, even if it's a woman occupying it, it doesn't make it right. Yeah.
As we wrap up, what can you tell young aspiring ladies or women who would like to be leaders in future?
Well, one, you're already a leader. You don't need a post to be a leader. But it's great if you get one, but one, you're already a leader. As long as you have self-respect, you have compassion, and you believe in justice, you're already a leader. And as long as you're willing to somehow work with people, which can be very difficult. And then just do it. It's terrifying and it's hard, but you're not alone. And I know the political climate, especially of our country, is very difficult for anyone who wants to do a good job, and to be very honest. So it's tough, but if you want to do it, then you have to. You have to. You have to. You want to already. You will not forgive yourself if you don't do it. Yeah.
Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Ngeni, pole, imejaa.
Ni nini? Na kujua kwa nini wazee wetu wanapotelea kwako.
Ndio tulikuwa tunataka kujua siri yako.
Siri ndio hiyo. Salad Salad Oil mpya yenye kifuniko maalum kinachokusaidia kumimina bila tashwishi. Mafuta haya hayana cholesterol kwa afya tele. Isitoshe, bei yake nafuu ajabu. Bidhaa bora kutoka Pwani Oil Products Limited. Ijaribu leo.
Leo utakula nyumbani.
Hi, I'm here in China FM 103.1, actually right at the entrance, and today we'll be having a very interesting topic, and the topic that we are asking is about women, and the question is, do you think leadership position should be given to women just because they're women? And heading over to a very fast person who will be interviewing, Newton Adika. Hi, how are you, sir?
I'm good, sir.
So do you think women leadership position should be given to women just because they're women?
Yes, I think they should be given since they're the ones who understand their problems more than men. So I think some seats which are meant for women should only be left for women since they understand themselves better. A man cannot understand some of the issues that women go through. So I think that the leadership positions that are meant for women should only be given to women. Yeah.
So moving on swiftly, we'll be talking to a lady this time, and remember the topic is about women and leadership, and the question is, do you think leadership position should be given to women just because they're women? And heading over to the place where guys normally record the news, Joanne Bataro is waiting for us. Hi Joanne.
Hi.
So do you think leadership position should be given to women just because they are women?
I think leadership positions for both genders should be given to people who are competent in what they're doing. It shouldn't be because someone is a woman, someone is attractive, someone is rich, but because they have the abilities to do that job.
Well, there you have it, and this is Real Time Show. My name is Tevin Shera.